Midget wrestling is basically wrestling. It just involves little people. Some people frown upon it nowadays, but back in the day, it was the most entertaining match on every wrestling card that there was. They always featured a midget wrestling match. Been around since the 1950s, midget wrestling, so it's definitely different. It's definitely fun. Just, you know, it's big. It's a big show, not necessarily big people.
This is a really personal, intimate atmosphere, whereas you can see it on TV and it's funny, but right here, they hear your reaction. They might even come out and sit in your lap. It's a total different experience, up close, personal. I think if you get a chance to come out and see the show, that it's definitely worth it. And they're on the road, they travel, but then now that they're also here in one location at the Nerd Bar doing a show every week, that's extra special.
MicroMania is the perfect show for the nerd because, one, we're passionate about professional wrestling, as are they, to a deep, deep degree. It's not just this cursory idea of professional wrestling. They're real connoisseurs of the art. And beyond that, it is a show that is skirting this politically correct atmosphere that is a growing contingent throughout America. And we want Vegas and the nerd just to be this bastion of a unadulterated vibe, a uncensored, off-kilter experience, and MicroMania pushes the envelope for that political correctness that everybody is starting to seize up and start catering their entire lives around. And so this is a great refresh whenever they come here to have people lose their minds for maybe an hour or so.
Now, as you can tell, we're gonna f with everybody tonight, so if you're offended real quickly, you're definitely in the wrong place. With that being said, if you guys are ready for your first match, I wanna hear you say, f yeah! Introducing first, hip-hop, Instagram, TikTok superstar.
People will like see us out on the streets and they see us from the show, they said, oh, they'll see us on posters and they said, wait, is this you? Are you 25 Cent? Are you Lit Dynamite? Are you Billy Blade? Are you Dylan Michaels? I've seen you on the poster, I've seen you on shows. Y'all pretty fantastic. It's like they recognize us because the way that we entertain them, the way our athleticism goes around, and they see that they want to like, say you'll see us on the streets, they want to take pictures, or they say, hey man, I got your shirt. Say, hey, we're glad you're back. And that's one thing that they're proud to see.
As far as a professional wrestling show, there's shows that even the professional wrestling industry has become bogged down by fans who are too keen and too knowledgeable about the product, where you get a rowdy MicroMania audience in here and it's a whole different ball game. It's a throwback to the crowds of a crazy, wild professional wrestling audience of, say, the 80s and 90s.
It's fine. I didn't know men could fly until I saw him. He flew. He was flying all over the ring. He was kicking, he was jumping.
I've seen a lot of shows, but this was the funnest. I think the reason why is because it was so personal. They got involved with the crowd. They made it seem personal in a way, and it was just so fun.
There's a lot of things that attract people to midget wrestling. First of all, anytime you see a little person, for the most part, it makes people smile, it makes people happy. We understand sometimes the cancel culture is out there trying to eliminate the word midget and whatnot. Midget wrestling is, like I said, its own entity. Midget wrestling's been around since the 1950s. When you see a show and it's called midget wrestling, you know exactly what you're getting. You hear little people wrestling or dwarf wrestling, it just doesn't have the same effect. We definitely fit the Vegas vibe, and we are just happy to be here. We don't just visit Vegas, we live here. We're here on Fremont regularly when we don't even have shows. We're on the Strip. We're doing fun things. We do a lot of appearances, you know, so we're here for the long haul, so hopefully people continue to support it regularly.